Hey folks, boy, terrible thing that happened uh, to those school children the other day ago. Absolutely horrible. Um, but the gun debate has started already. And I just got to say, our news media is absolutely disgusting. It's almost like they enjoy the fact that this has happened. Their ratings have gone through the roof. It's like 9/11. You could see the excitement in their voices when anything like this happens. They just absolutely love it. So I'm here. I'm cleaning my Glock um, uh, because I am a law-abiding citizen, and I'm trained in my firearm, and I practice good gun safety, and it is my right to own a firearm. So what are we to do? Well, the president's going to ask for something. The people of the country are going to ask for something. So what are we going to give them? It's going to be quite a debate. And I know a lot of gun activists want to, the NRA and everybody that loves guns, they want to stick their head in the sand and just say, we're not going to give them anything, we're going to fight for our rights. We're going to have to give them something. And I'm not saying we're going to give them any new regulations or any new laws, because laws do not work. And this is it just proves they don't work, because these guns that this man used, or this boy used, were legally purchased. I do believe that if one of your firearms that you legally purchase is used in a crime such as this, I do believe that you should have to defend yourself in a court of law to see if you were negligent. These firearms were his mother's. Now, sadly, she is dead because she was killed by her son. But um, why she didn't have these locked up, and I have no idea. My guns are all locked up. I'm sure we all know someone that has firearms that does not keep their guns locked up. Maybe keeps a loaded firearm in their desk drawer or in their nightstand. That's not how you keep your firearm. My firearm is um, in a locked safe next to my bed. I know the combination to it. Myself and my wife. That's it. You hit the little buttons, beep 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 beep, and it opens for me and my wife. That's it. Um, we are the adults in the house, and we're the only ones that know how to open it up. Um, Now, if somebody pries that open and obtains my gun in a court of law, I think that's a reasonable thing where I could defend myself and I would be found not guilty. But in a situation where I would keep a loaded gun underneath my bed or in my desk drawer, that's not a reasonable place to keep your weapon, where an individual can obtain it and use it to kill somebody. Um, and An instance like this is proof of it. Now, I don't think the government should come out and just basically say you need to keep all your weapons in a safe, like they do in the UK, or for an FFL1, because then that opens up the fact that officers can come into your house and just search your house at random. I don't want that. No. This is America. If if it happens, then they investigate, then you have to prove your innocence. Okay? You're innocent until proven guilty. Okay? Um, but you are not going to be subject to random searches. Okay? Um, just because you're a gun owner. Okay? That's not what I'm suggesting here. I'm just suggesting that if you own a firearm, they're going to investigate whose firearm it was, and they're going to find out, was that individual responsible with his firearm. I think that's a reasonable law that they could enact, and I think that law is already on the books. But I think the major issue here is sanity. We have an issue now. I know we used to lock people up and put them in insane asylums all the time, and they got a real bad name in America. But we need more help. And without divulging too much about individuals close to me, but there are things, there are people that I know that there is no place where you can go to request help for an individual that is having difficulties in their life, other than calling the police. And you don't want to call the police and give them a police record. And the police will say, well, the individual did nothing wrong. And then you can say, well, this individual is either going to commit suicide or kill somebody in the process. And they will tell you, I'm sorry, sir, he did nothing wrong. What do you want us to do? There's no one you can call. You know what I'm saying? So in America, there is no avenue to help people that are in a situation that are schizophrenic or anything. And maybe in some large cities they have stuff like this, but nothing really that is well known. We need mental health facilities that are more well known. We need more mental health facilities and more counselors and psychologists in schools. We need people that can talk to people. I know my school had 2 counselors, always there. I know when I was in high school, I had some issues. I went to go see the counselor twice. I thought my mom was being unfair, blah, 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 typical teenage stuff. I wanted to, I don't know, kill myself or something, or just get angry or whatever, I don't know. I went and talked to the counselor, and basically I felt better about it. I wasn't angry anymore. Instead of basically, committing a crime and maybe vandalizing the school, I talked to a counselor. Okay, I mean nowadays, instead of vandalizing the school, kids are coming to school with guns and killing people. So, do you understand what I'm saying? We need counselors, mental health services. No more laws. Laws don't work. Common sense laws hold people responsible for their actions after the fact. So that's what we need. And this comparison with, well, in Japan they have no gun crimes and blah, 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 blah. Well, the Yakuza, they have tons of weapons. They have automatic weapons. They have any weapon they want. This is a cultural thing. We are living in a culture of violence in America. I lived in Japan for 10 years. It's a different culture there. In Japan, it's a culture of, when you get on the bus, people don't talk on their phone because it's rude. Not because it's illegal, because it's rude. It's a culture. They have a culture in that country. Everybody is Japanese. When you walk onto a train, everybody has black hair. Okay? Do you understand? When you walk onto a train in America, you have black hair, yellow hair, brown hair, whatever. Everybody looks different. Everybody comes from a different country. Everybody's talking a different language. You understand? Some people smell different. Some people talk different. Some people think certain things are rude. Other people think some things are rude. You got to understand that in America we're dealing with many different cultures and many different things that are acceptable and taboo and all kinds of different things. And typically we'll have people from different countries, like Canada. Canada's classic here. I'll have Canadians leave comments on my videos all the time. Look, Canadians, stop trying to push your culture on our country. Do you understand? I don't comment on your culture. Don't comment on ours. Leave us alone. I lived in Japan, for instance, for 10 years. I didn't rub my culture on theirs. Okay? You ever watch Star Trek? Leave us alone. Okay? All right. Number one, you have the landmass of the United States and the population of California. Number two, we're a global superpower. Number three, our problems are a little bit more complicated than yours. Okay? Just a little bit more complicated. Okay? You're like a state. Okay? If we only had to worry about Virginia, we could fix this problem. We're worried about, we're worried about all these United States. We have some real issues here. Okay? I mean, if we only had to worry about one state, we're worried about multiple areas, and every state is different. I mean, these Canadians don't understand. You just need to leave us alone. Just butt out. We have enough issues without having to deal with every other country putting their 2 cents in. Just leave us alone. Even the United Kingdom somewhat leaves us alone. The United Kingdom likes to put in their 2 cents because we left them a long time ago. They realize we've already had our little beef with them. We left them for a good reason. We don't want a king and queen. That's why we're here. That's why we're here in the United States. So we're not going to lose our right to bear arms. If people press us into that direction, there will be another civil war. Thousands of people died for this right. Okay? And we're not giving it up. We will not give it up. Period. I won't give up my right. And that's just the way it is. And I know hundreds of people that will not either. So I know everybody that I serve with will not give it up. And that's basically the entire armed forces. Okay? I've been in the military for 17 years. So I don't know who they expect to enforce these laws, but I know the military is not going to. The military is not going to come door to door and gather your weapons, because the military are full of patriots. The military are the ones that raised their hand and said we'd support and defend the Constitution of the United States. So is it the fact that Homeland Security and the police forces are buying all these hollow point ammunitions and munitions and these tanks and all that stuff? Are they doing that because they want to, I don't know, take on the military possibly? Take on the civilians? The civilian population? That's kind of scary stuff. Have they kind of put two and two together? Because I know that the military people that I work with, they're not going to support this stuff. So I don't want to get too much off on a tangent, but for those of you that think that all hell's going to break loose, it's not going to, because I don't know who the government thinks would ever support that or enforce that, because no military force in America would support that. They might support it for about the first week, and then after that, they would get complete rebellion. But obviously not from me, though. I just want to say that right now. Not from me. I would follow my orders to the T. Okay? I just want to put that out there. I would follow the orders appointed by the officers above me. Always. But on a separate note, I hope this wasn't too political. I try not to, but that person was a evil boy, and I want to forget his name. And those teachers were heroes. Heroes. Absolute heroes. My mom was a teacher, so Got a 4-year-old girl, and my mom taught this age group. And we also ran a daycare out of my house for the majority of my life for this age group. So this really hits home for me. And people say it's not time to have a gun debate. It's not about a gun debate. It's about why are we not addressing the fact that we're not helping people deal with their issues, and there's no place for people to get help in America. Because, like I said, I know people that need help and they're not getting it. I have an individual right now that needs some help. Not myself, but I know an individual that needs some help right now, and there is no place for that individual to get help. I wish I could get him help. I truly do. I don't have the money to get him help. The police won't give him help. Obamacare won't give him help. No, nothing will give him help. There are no medical services to give this individual help. I beg and plead with this individual to never do anything stupid like this, because this will not give him the name that he thinks it would. But there's nothing you can do. What am I going to do? Duct tape him to a bed? Kidnap him myself? Shoot him before he does it and then end up in jail myself? Nothing I can do. Because in America, there's no way to stop a person before he does this. All you have to do is hope that he doesn't. But in the meantime, we'll just talk about taking guns away from people like me. Right? That's what we'll do. We'll talk about taking guns from me. In the meantime, I know what the real problem is. And I will hope that this individual locked these days. You didn't have it locked up. The instruction manual even tells you to keep it locked up. I don't know. So, something to think about. Real long video. So, anyway. More knife vids to come up. If you guys don't like this kind of video, turn it off. Bye.